the unsilent majority, big mouth.
Joining us as she does on a Thursday is New South Wales Liberal Senator Concetta Fierravanti-Wells. Connie, good morning.
Good morning, Stephen.
I don't want to take anything away from Grace Tame, the Australian of the Year, because she's done some fantastic work, particularly around getting rid of those ridiculous laws in Tasmania that prevented victims of sexual assault from speaking up. But she's now renewed these calls for an independent inquiry into these allegations against Christian Porter and suggesting that the Prime Minister has done a disservice to women by appointing Porter as the temporary, or I guess temporary is the word because of the way things are going at the moment, Leader of the House in Parliament. I mean, at what point do we stop this rubbish of demonising someone just because they've been accused of something?
Well, Stephen, the presumption of innocence is the basic tenet of our legal system, and the rule of law should prevail. This is the same presumption of innocence that wasn't afforded to Cardinal Pell. It's the same presumption of innocence that wasn't afforded to the SAS after the protracted Brereton report was released after a 4-year investigation. The problem, Stephen, I believe, is that the advent of social media has challenged and further challenges this presumption of innocence and defamation laws in Australia. So, look, I respect her right to have a point of view, but I think that the basic tenet of our legal system is the presumption of innocence, and it should prevail. And can I also add here, I mean, let's not forget that the New South Wales Police completed its investigation and found insufficient admissible evidence. The South Australian Police are now investigating the South Australian coroner's request for an investigation, and I think that after that investigation, the South Australian coroner will decide if there is to be a coronial inquiry, and that's the appropriate place for this matter to proceed.
Absolutely. I think there's a more scary thing here is that if there's this thought out there that if we don't like the outcome of a criminal investigation or indeed the outcome of the judicial process, then we should put it in the hands of partisan politicians to decide guilt or any innocence on criminal matters, which is what they're basically saying when they call for some sort of parliamentary inquiry.
Well, Stephen, I go back to if we have a legal system, the basic tenet of which is presumption of innocence, well, indeed, then the rule of law should prevail. Well
said. Now, Parliament is sitting again today, but you'll be doing it virtually.
I will be. I'm going down to my electorate office in Wollongong. I think it's really important that Parliament does meet. There were about 20 or so senators yesterday that participated remotely. This is the first time that I've participated remotely, and I must admit I haven't had a problem. I have been spared the argy-bargy across the chamber that you normally hear when you're in the chamber. Yes. But I understand by all accounts it's working quite well.
If only the New South Wales government thought parliamentary democracy was that important. Now, you've been part of a push to ramp up the involvement of pharmacies in this vaccine rollout, particularly in southwestern Sydney, which seems to be the epicentre of the issues we're having in Sydney at the moment. How is that going, and are we starting to see the rollout ramp up in those areas?
We are, Stephen. I'm patron senator for a number of federal seats in Western Sydney, McMahon, Fowler, Werriwa, Watson and Blaxland, which of course is quite a big belt and covers a lot of these LGAs. I also have an office in Fairfield, which unfortunately at the moment I've had to close. Look, at the moment we've got almost 4,000 community pharmacies that have expressed an interest in joining the COVID rollout, and of course they've been, those who have been found suitable are participating, and this includes over 1,200 pharmacies in regional, rural and remote areas, and also in metropolitan areas. Now, I understand that by Monday, it's expected that there will be almost 260 community pharmacies vaccinating in New South Wales alone, many in southwestern Sydney and in regional towns and centres. So I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, look, there might have been some criticisms of the rollout early on, but nearly 13 million doses totally across Australia, over 200,000 in the last 24 hours. New South Wales, 1.5 million, 25 in the last 24 hours. We're certainly getting there.
Well, it's certainly Yes, we are progressing. I think the important message is that those who want a vaccination, that vaccination is available, and having, I believe, the community pharmacies on board in local government areas like Fairfield, Canterbury, Bankstown and Liverpool is important, because in many of these communities the pharmacy is an important institution. I know that there are pharmacies who haven't yet expressed an interest, but they will be offered the opportunity to participate, as well as general practitioners who haven't yet participated will be happy to do so and express that interest. Not all medical practitioners or pharmacies were willing to participate when they were asked, but I think that that's now changing.
Absolutely. Well done for being one of the driving forces behind it, and good luck with your virtual appearance in the chamber today.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much.
All the best. Connie Fierravanti-Wells, New South Wales Senator, back with us next week. It is